Tonight on CBS News.
In a shocking development, the federal government says being broke is allowed, but if you're broke and glowing, you are officially now a suspect.
You can't be glowing more than your financial status. Look your problem.
Producers have confirmed next season of Love Island will merge with the Hunger Games. Only one couple will survive the new format. Everyone else dies.
Senator Buck Nutley has unveiled his Big Girthy Bill, a new proposal meant to rival the Big Beautiful Bill. But does size really matter?
The shocking trend of Labubu violation continues as more and more people are finding their dolls' holes stretched wide open and reeking of shame.
If you thought Bigfoot was bad, wait till you meet his gooey cousin. A kumsquatch was just spotted in Dongwood National Forest.
Did you know IKEA has released a home glory hole kit called the Fuke Hole? It includes pre-drilled panels, mounting brackets, and a stain-proof finish. We begin with breaking news out of Massachusetts, where residents are reeling from what scientists are calling a cum-comet impact.
Officials are asking everyone to stay indoors and to wear N95 masks in case of cum aerolization.
We have breaking news. A laser-guided ship missile has just been launched from Rectomopolis, reportedly targeting Taintsylvania.
We're live from the scene where a laser-guided ship missile launched from Rectomopolis has struck Taintsylvania.
This just in, a pubnado blankets St. Louis in a thick bush this evening.
Downtown is completely covered in pubic hair, causing highways to close out of caution.
It's coming right for us. We need to get out of here now. Oh my God, it's taking the houses.
A massive gizzard has buried Kamlambus in 2 feet of donglode. Locals blame the lack of preparation on Mayor Linda P. Slurp.
The city of Columbus is reeling today after an unprecedented event. What officials are calling a gizzard has left downtown streets. Customs officials at Orbital Port 69 have seized over 420 stolen jork blades, many still warm and dripping. A magnitude 6.9 queefquake rattled Clamlip Valley this morning, releasing a torrent of pussy farts. The children's reading session of This Little Piggy Got Pegged has been cancelled, with parents saying the book is too anatomically detailed for kids.
Lawmakers remain deadlocked on the Big Beautiful Bill, with some saying $10 billion more is needed for fleshlights and robo-cooters for dudes on dry spells.
Los Angeles, because she served her fried chicken instead of a quinoa salad. Megan Mayonnaise went to the restaurant called The Last Supper, where she claimed she was flabbergasted that they would serve her fried chicken when she in fact ordered a quinoa salad. Ms. Mayonnaise said waitress Sharkeisha Trinity knowingly gave her fried chicken, although Ms. Mayonnaise pleaded that she didn't want to eat any urban food. We have Ms. Mayonnaise along with her attorney, Roger Banger. Can you explain how you were feeling, Ms. Mayonnaise?
I told Sharkeisha Trinity 300 times, let me speak with your manager. And she just kept twerking, sticking her tongue out and laughing at me.
We have exclusive CCTV footage from the restaurant of Miss Mayonnaise and Sharkeisha's fried chicken confrontation.
Ms. Mayonnaise is suing Sharkeisha Trinity for everything she got, which is 3 deadbeat fathers and $100 in unpaid child support.
We need your $80,000 down payment now.
Can I do 6 child support checks, 1 EBT card, 10 Section 8 credits, and 2 Medicaid payments?
We take it all.
Welcome back to White News Network. I'm your host, Kimberly Kumquat. Today, the BFI released documents that claim no special files exist from that one famous island. Wink, wink. BFI director said, quote unquote, although you've seen plenty of known people at that island, no American people, you were just seeing shit. The BFI office also released perfectly edited 24-hour surveillance footage of that jail cell where the main guy in charge was being held. At this point, these guys are playing in our face. Most of you are too blind to see it.
Welcome back, folks, to the White News Network. I'm your host, Tom Blandley, and tonight a white woman is leaving her husband after trying a YN.
HOA President Skylar White told WNN she is filing for divorce because, quote unquote, after trying a YN, you never go back. Her husband, Kevin White, owner of Proud Boys Country Club, says he is devastated by the news and that it is, quote unquote, total malarkey. The divorce hearing is set for July 13th at Cornbread District Family Court. If Mrs. White wins, she will be entitled to half of his shit that she never worked for. Next up, rock star Roger Bang-Her has already impregnated 3 women on his Fuckfest tour. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Want to do some totally unnecessary shit like mountain jump with a fly suit on? Then head over to whitepeopleshit.com.
Whitepeopleshit.com.
Swim with sharks, it's a blast. Make memories that last.
Whitepeopleshit.com.
All right. What's up, y'all? Let's do some news. Yo, salute to the chat, man. It's Friday night. Gonna knock this quick news segment out. Universal Black in the building, no news, and the one and only Kwame Kaiju. All right, guys, slow news cycle, but we're gonna knock some news out. Get my reps in. Yo, salute to everybody who showed up to see us sit down with Obsidian on Thursday. It was a very good show. Trump's still been making moves, man. You know, we got a peace deal with Armenia this week. I didn't even know that was on the table. If they don't give this man a Nobel Peace Prize, you know everything is rigged. But let's start off with a little montage of the Dems continuing to lose. My favorite topic. This is Jesse Waters. Dems better think twice before doing this.
Democrats tried going nuclear, but it turns out their red button's broken. So they're going with the other N word, Newsom.
What's happening in the United States of America is not normal. We cannot allow this to be considered normal. Please don't say it's surprising. When you say something is no longer surprising, you normalize it. This is shocking.
But Newsom's a humble guy. He doesn't want to be in front of the camera. He has to be, because only he can save America.
It wasn't our decision to be here. It's a reaction to. We are trying to defend democracy as opposed to see it destroyed district by district. They drew first blood. We're responding to this action.
Man, I feel sorry for you guys out in Cali, bro. Y'all got a double back. Y'all got Newsom and Karen Bass over in LA. These Dems are panicked about this redistricting, bro. They're about to start bleeding seats in the House. I mean, I love it. And this is a preemptive strike all before the midterms, man. Let's go.
Take it easy, Rambo. Newsom saw JB back ribs swallowing up the spotlight and said, hold on, big fella. Gab was supposed to have a clear shot at 28. He doesn't need any roadblocks. But Newsom wasn't alone. Pelosi, who he's related to through marriage, are tag teaming with the Texas runaways.
The Republicans are acting because they have bankruptcy of ideas. They have no winning ideas to present to the American people, and they cannot defend their actions.
Yo, I be saying this. Yo, the Democrats, bro, their entire party is projection. You know, when they be talking about themselves and it makes so much sense how woke culture is so lockstep with the liberal agenda and the Democratic Party, because they talk the same way. It's like a mass psychosis. I think like 2-3 decades from now, historians and stuff are going to study this little period in political history around Trump and this whole Trump derangement syndrome and the complete meltdown of the Democratic Party. And this is going to go down into the history books as some form of mass psychosis that took over the country. I'm telling you.
Legitimately. So they're trying to do it and rig it illegitimately.
Nancy just called you a rigger. That's not very nice. Gerrymandering's legit. It's in the Constitution. What's illegitimate are show trials, impeachments, coups, cover-ups, hoaxes, and the Chinese funny money. Remember the diamonds? This is Pelosi's biggest event since busting a hip. The Wolf of Washington doesn't just pop her head out just for anything.
Jesse's a clown. This is her biggest since busting a hip. Yo, that's funny. And I thought it was baby back ribs Pritzker. It's JB Back's ribs Pritzker. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, Jesse Waters watches Manosphere content, bro. Yo, Detroit 313 in the building. What up, Playboy?
We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks.
Yo, that drop was for Universal Black too. Yo, I just shaved some money off of I just shaved some money off of XRP yesterday. I got my notification on Robinhood and sold the cream off the top, kept the principal. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy back in on the dip. You know what I mean? Name was protagonist to the builder. What up, Playboy? To the chat and the instructor on the panel. Us. Hell yeah. Urban Reed in the building. Universal Black. Yeah, that drop was for you too, Universal. Universal. Oh, Red Sigma. Yo, bro. Yo, thanks for sending me the bro, you sent me mad shit, man. I got sort everything out. I got all the images you sent me, man. Good luck. Yo, I reposted that John you had with the with the African boy sticking his face in the cow's ass. Bruh. You wrong for that one, son. You wrong for that one, bro. You wrong for that, son. Yo. Detroit 3, you say you was working on Z-Back, CNN? Hell yeah. XRP gonna run, bro. I actually gotta buy as much as possible. Man, I got an old eToro account when I was just buying XRP when it was well under 1 cent, bro. I got like a whack of that shit from like 2021. I gotta find that old my old password and shit, man. I got a whack of XRP just sitting on eToro somewhere. I know everybody got a story like that. Like you was buying crypto on some old yo. There's tons of laptops sitting somewhere that laptops dudes and lost, can't get into, but like with like hundreds of thousands of dollars of Bitcoin on it when people was cloud mining and stuff like that, bruh. The amount of money we've lost. Let's get back at it, bruh.
Anything. Trump canceled DEI, trans surgeries, and the Green New Deal. And Nancy didn't say diddly. But a bunch of no-names from Texas skedaddled to Illinois over a few battle lines, and that gets her back in the game? Think about it. Pelosi's a vet. She knows there's a lot at stake. This is a lot bigger than maps and lines in Texas. The way this is escalating, this is about a new census and new districts all over. And for
Yo, Detroit then dropped this crypto calls in the chat, man. Y'all better copy these joints down. I agree with all of these. XRP in particular, I've been big on XRP like a long time ago. I talked somebody into buying like $1,000 worth of XRP in like 2021. If he held on to that, I know he's thanking me right now. I know, yeah, H-Bar. I know Black Ram real big on H-Bar. I got to look up the project. I don't know too much about, but I know Black Ram is big on H-Bar. Red Sigma say, I got a couple dollars of Coinbase myself, man. Bro, I'm just telling y'all, man. And you don't got to buy a whole Bitcoin. Just throw a couple dollars in Bitcoin, some Satoshi, and just forget about it, man. Like, you ain't even got to be on some I'm super traded. Just put some money on crypto and just let it sit. Think about it like a 401k. Like that shit gonna run, bro. You know what I'm saying?
For the Democrat Party, this is about survival. The chessboard's flipping, and Queen Nancy sees the pieces flying.
It's not wrong in what we're doing. This is self-defense for our democracy. They have hit out at our democracy, and we are here to defend it.
The Queen's not what she used to be. Democrats better think twice before following her into battle. Today, the fight's in Texas, but the war's nationwide. If those runaways had just stayed in Texas and taken the L, this wouldn't have blown up coast to coast. Republicans wouldn't be licking their chops to Jerry the Reds. Now the cat's out of the bag. All the Republicans are doing is fixing the funky numbers.
In fact, we know the 2020 census, the errors were almost always to the detriment of red states. Blue states like Rhode Island. Do we know that? We do know that. The Census Bureau's own audit of its work has proven that. Blue states like Rhode Island were overcounted. Rhode Island then didn't lose a seat. Red states like Alabama were undercounted.
Why do these miscounts always hurt Republicans? It's time to even the playing field and boot illegals out of the country and out of the census.
California has way more House seats than it should because they have such a high population of illegal aliens. So they get rewarded for welcoming illegal aliens into their state.
Without juicing the census.
Now that this redistricting is happening, gentlemen, now that the maps are being withdrawn, now that the mass deportations and everything are happening, do the sanctuary seats make sense? I mean, do the sanctuary cities make sense now? You know what I'm saying? With them, when Trump and all of them are saying like, yo, these states got way too many seats. Do the strategic placement of the sanctuary cities make sense now? Does Chicago make sense now? We are like, why is the mayor over in Chicago? Why is he letting all these illegals in? Why are they diverting so much taxpayer money to housing? Does it make sense now? Does it make sense when all the Democrats from Texas make their way to Illinois, which is the most gerrymandered state in the country, where Chicago is also? Does it make sense now? They've been doing all this right up under our nose, man. And moving the black vote out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Watering down our vote, making it non-essential. Bro, we was on the right side of history back in this Trump presidency. Whether directly or indirectly, all of the things that are happening are benefiting a majority or a large swath of black men. May not be benefiting Keisha, not our problem. You know what I'm saying? What's in it for me? Remember that? What's in it for me? Detroit 313 said it does now. Look how they gave them immigrants the power over Americans. Straight up. Those immigrants was putting their hand on the goddamn scale. Exactly. Yo, what up, Hashim Shabazz? Salute to you, Playboy. Let's do some news.
With illegals, Democrats have no power. Illegals are the engine of the Democrat machine. That's why they scream like toddlers every time a Maryland dad goes adios. They're not protecting families, they're protecting their seats. Now we have the Supreme Court and usually the Senate. A rigged house is all they have left. They threatened to go nuclear and now want a ceasefire.
I didn't want to take on this fight. I've always followed the rules. Democrats always follow the rules. But when they're willing to do this to subvert our democracy, shame on us if we don't stand up. Of course, they can stop. They want to stop this game. They can stop right now, and we'll stand down as well.
Democrats don't follow the rules. They write new ones when they lose. But now Republicans are the ones with the pen, and the pen's mightier than the sword. The Democrat runaways didn't show up to work again today. In Texas, police are going door to door, but no luck. They're staying out of state. Time to hit them where it hurts, their wallets.
Any member absent for the purpose of breaking quorum will no longer have their paycheck or per diem deposited electronically. Those checks must now be picked up in person on Capitol grounds, effective immediately.
The runaways are stranded out of state without any money. And any assistance they get...
Yo, I don't know about y'all, but I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Trump and the Republicans putting the smack down. Like, because you do realize these people just picked up and left their jobs in Texas. Like 40 plus of them left on a private jet, no less. The audacity. The audacity. Yeah, we up in here, Hashim. We up in here. This is a live broadcast. The audacity. And we reviewed some of the by the numbers the other night with Mark over at Rasmussen. General public sentiment is we want to see somebody go to jail. Yeah, we're up in here. We are live.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Yeah, we are live. Yeah, general sentiment is we want to see somebody get locked up. Red Sigma, yeah, truck drivers must speak, read, and write English now or get fined and shut down. It's the way it got be, bro. Democrats have never followed the rules. This is like legally sedition with the Dems. Irvin Reed. White House WWE, whole fact though.
It's considered a bribe under Texas law. They're up Bleeps Creek. Just like the Iranians, Democrats got caught bluffing. Now here comes the bunker buster. We know where they are, in New York with Hochul, in Chicago with baby back ribs, and in California with Greasy and the Wolf. They're goading the Texas Rangers to arrest them. They're dying to get handcuffed so they could call Trump a tyrant. But this is small potatoes. 3 years ago, today, the FBI raided his home and rifled through Melania's underwear. Trump was impeached twice, arrested 4 times, mugshotted and dragged into an icebox of a courtroom for a show trial in the middle of his campaign. The media...
Yo, what's up, Chaos? I see you in the building. What up, Playboy? Cash Rain in the building. What it do, man?
Tried convincing you he was a criminal. But can you name one crime he committed? No. Democrats thought lawfare would kill him. Instead, it crowned him. Now he's the most powerful man in the world, again. And he hasn't forgotten. For the first time in decades, a Republican president is going on offense. Today, the Justice Department opened a grand jury investigation into Tish James over her fraud case against Trump. The one where she fined him $500 million for taking out a loan that he paid back with interest. Now the
I ain't even gonna hold you between Letitia and Fannie Willis. I want to see Fannie get the smackdown, but Letitia James, I want to see this big back locked up or stripped of her law license or something. They got to put these. They subsidized them and built them up. They got to cut these quiches down to size. You know what I'm saying? The way I look at it, with us backing like a lot of these current political decisions, the voting bloc of black men who back this play, I look at it as a proxy war. You know what I'm saying? Trump and his administration is Ukraine, and the Keisha industrial complex is Russia.
Tables are turned. Tish is being investigated for violating Trump's constitutional rights. Sources tell Fox the Justice Department believes Tish took Trump to court simply because she didn't like him and made up a crime. She campaigned on arresting him, and she's going to regret it.
There is nothing scarier for a citizen to get a subpoena or find out that they're being investigated by a federal criminal grand jury. It's terrifying, and here's why. Grand jury investigations sweep broadly. They gather terabytes of information, and they're very efficient at going through it. And the problem there for people is that they may be investigating issue number 1 and then stumble across never before known issue number 2.
In a separate case, Bondi just authorized a special prosecutor to investigate allegations that Tish James committed mortgage fraud and whether Adam shifted too. Pencil next going through the sharpener. When Trump was staring down the possibility of life in prison, Democrats said no one is above the law. And they never questioned the motivation of the prosecution or whether the allegations were sound. Now suddenly they're worried about weaponization.
The president has made no secret of wanting to seek retribution against his adversaries.
This is certainly something that does not have a good look to it when we talk about the DOJ sort of being used as a weaponization.
This reeks of weaponization. This is very alarming. The FBI should not be used to go after the political opponents of the current administration.
Where were they when Obama was spying on Trump and Biden was arresting him? They were cheering his downfall. To them, those were righteous prosecutions because 86ing Trump preserved the status quo, preserved their power. Both Schiff and Tish publicly called their shot, promising to get Trump by any means. But just like Butler, they missed, and Trump's still standing. Did they really not expect Trump to fight back? He got shot in the head, popped up and yelled, "Fight, fight, fight." It's his whole brand. It's his whole life.
Facts. That's a whole fact, though. And very early on, Sunday show, It's apropos now, seeing how everything is played out moving forward. Remember we did the segment that said that Trump up and hung his mugshot that from Fulton County with Fannie Willis. I was calling her Fannie Lewis. Fannie Willis, right outside the Oval Office, so he's got to walk by it every day. And I was like, yo, that's somebody getting ready for war, and he wants to make sure that every day he's able to, one, not forget, and to be able to muster that indignation, and for him to remember, no mercy. Show these clowns no mercy. And look at how this shit's playing out.
Now he's doing exactly what he said he would, ripping out the rot and handing the power back to the people. Democrats spent years stealing your money, opening our borders, shipping away jobs, and indoctrinating and operating on kids. They tried wrecking the country and burning down the one guy who promised to get in the way. Well, it backfired. Now we're 200 days into a historic term. A lot's happened, but the job isn't done. This is the beginning. Trump has to blaze a path of glory for America.
All right, guys, we did hit the 200-day mark. I don't care about what metric you're measuring it. And you know what? I'm going to say it because actually the data, their data scientists over at CNN said it when he went through his polling. Trump might be the greatest president in terms of accomplishments in the last century. Look at what this man's done in 200 days. He's going to be a hard act to follow, man.
And the rascals determined to return us to the old way of doing things aren't going to be tolerated. Democrats don't have any power in Washington. They're divided. They're confused. They're really unpopular. And when you have an opponent who's out on his feet, you knock him down. Democrats are in no position to sue for peace. They started this war, and we'll finish it. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our...
All right, bet. Hashim says, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fannie Willis. All Negroes, Vice President Harris met with them in private talks. In private. Let's talk about that too. Whole fact though, and that's going to come out. These grand jury investigations, this is just the beginning of it. Like I said, my prediction is right after the midterms, once he solids up the midterms and doesn't hurt any of the down ballot elections, the last 2 years, man, he's going to go to war and take heads, bro. This is just like the setup and the warm up. It took Obama 8 years for that healthcare BS. That's a whole fact, though. All right, guys, I'm going to introduce a new segment called Editor at Large. Y'all know I've been posting a lot of articles on the community tab, many of which Saul sends to me. And now recently, actually, Quiet Storm. And the Editor at Large segment, I'm gonna read some of these articles. So this one, what the fuck? This one is that was a nice segue about Letitia James, because she's on our hit list of Keishas that gotta go. DOJ opens grand jury investigation into Letitia James tied to Trump's civil case. The investigation is being run out of Albany, New York, right where she's at. So they right on her doorstep, and focused on possible deprivation of rights allegations. I think they've got a video piece. Let's play that and then I'll read the rest.
Breaking news sources are telling us that New York Attorney General Letitia James and her office are under investigation by the Department of Justice in relation to her case against President Trump. Justice correspondent David Spunt is in Washington. What do you know, David?
Well, hi, Dana. Two well-placed sources familiar with the probe tell Fox News that New York Attorney General Letitia James and her office is under investigation by the DOJ here in Washington. We're told that Attorney General Pam Bondi signed off on the probe. Subpoenas were sent to James's office, and there is a grand grand jury investigation underway in the New York State Capitol of.
Oh, quiet storm in the building. I'm actually going to play one of your segments too. I'm going to play the jobs report. He said, hashtag replay games. Still studying for my cert. Yo, good luck on the cert, Storm. Definitely hope you wish Quiet Storm luck, man. He's prepping up to take his cert again, man. Field Wops boot camp, man. Brothers is knocking certs out of there left, right. And shout out to the brother in Theo's group today. He posted his offer letter, $175K. $175K salary. For everybody be saying that yo, Theo down here putting money in brothers' pockets, bro, and we work for it, man. But shout out to the brother in the Facebook group and in Theo's boot camps, who posted his offer letter today. $175K. $175K. Wrap your head around that. Your brothers show up to the conclave if you can, and enroll in Theo's class in September, man. You're never going to work as hard as you ever worked in your life to get something, to pass the certs, to get the job interviews. But them salaries is a sight to behold. Quiet Storm said he's telling his story in class right now. Bro, we really, bro, see, this is what I needed to hear. Quiet Storm said he failed his SAA 8 times, but never gave up. I'm prepping up to take mine for the first. I think Storm failed twice. I'm still not passing my practice exams because the SAAs past 60-something%. I'm studying. I got a personal accountability partner from the class now. Theo put him on me to make sure I pass my cert. He's already an engineer. He has already got his SAA, and he's got his SAP. So just to tell y'all, yeah, Quiet Storm said he failed twice. Retest is on the 29th. I take my PCA next Friday, bro. The brothers down in this space doing it for real, bro. And Theo Waff is making is the 6-figure nigga maker. Yo, you heard? He making 6-figure, brothers. But this is something right here. See, I needed to hear this. Old boy failed 8 times but never gave up. Yeah, you're gonna experience a lot of failure in Theo's class because he don't give you no breaks. But what happens is Theo's boot camp is so tough. By the time you actually get your job is easy. Storm said, I'm motherfucking working. Sleep is overrated until I pass. Hell yeah. But I needed to hear this, Storm. 8 times? I'm up here worried about failing twice. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we doing real things down here. Yo, I got my fingers crossed for you, Storm. Yeah, but that brother who failed 8 times just posted an offer letter for $175K.
Albany, the specific investigation my colleague Jake Gibson, Ashley Oliver, and myself are being told involves deprivation of rights, which in plain language means someone in a position of legal authority violating someone else's constitutional or legal rights. Those sources tell Fox News the DOJ is going after James because she took then former President.
Yo, she got that Biggie Smalls eye, bro. She got that Biggie Smalls eye.
President Donald Trump to court, quote, simply because she didn't like him and campaigned on getting him. DOJ, led by Bondi, believes she violated his First Amendment rights dealing with free speech. James has said before she believed Trump inflated his net worth to get good deals on loans from lenders and other financial benefits. Ms. James won in a court judgment of over $450 million against the Trump Organization. Trump is appealing and it's pending. The entire scope of the grand jury probe in Albany, Dana, is unclear. Grand juries are secretive, but we've learned from these well-placed sources it stems from a recent strike force set up inside the Justice Department to investigate an alleged plot to tie Trump to Russia in 2016. Sources say that strike force has expanded to other topics. Now, to recap, the Justice Department has initiated grand jury proceedings in Albany, New York, against the Empire State Attorney General Letitia James. But remember, this is important. A grand jury simply decides if there's enough evidence to indict. To be clear, we are told this is very early in the process, and no one, as I speak to you right now, is facing any charges at this time. Fox News reached out to Attorney General James's office multiple times, but we've yet to hear back. Dana?
All right, David Spun, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, bet. And shout out to Hashim with the $5 super chat supporting the screen. I'm glad you did that. I forgot to post. Forgot to post my super chat goal. I'm up here just trying to get the news done. Hell yeah. Let's do this.
Off by a star.
Damn, what happened?
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
Yo, Quiet Storm said, Quiet Storm said, dude is already hunting for a second job. He failed his SAA 8 times, and the job he got, the hiring manager reached out to him. He never applied for the job. And that's what Theo be saying about how he trained you up and with speech ops to help you get your LinkedIn correct and everything and ready for the interview. So a lot of times with the skills you post and with your GitHub portfolio that you put together working on the projects for Theo in the class, the jobs I actually come to you because you highlight a skill set that is needed in the current environment. And mind you, this is a black man who a hiring manager reached out to him with $175K salary in a job market where software developers and whatnot are losing their jobs left and right. So this cloud niche in the way that Theo's teaching brothers, this is a life-changing skill set. And you just got to devote yourself and be dedicated. Like I said, I was in banking for 13 years. I'm doubling down on Theo's class, and like I said, we got it. There's an environment of people around you trying to help you and make sure you succeed. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm in a study group with brothers. Like I said, Theo and Dak. Theo being Kurt. Like I said, I meet with Dak every Thursday in the morning, and we go over test questions and everything. Like it's a concerted team, people trying to make sure that you succeed, no matter how long it takes. And like I said, these are life-changing salaries and the life-changing skill sets and it's being taught to primarily black men. If you can, man, I highly recommend joining the team. All right, so let's read the rest of this article. The Department of Justice convened a grand jury to investigate New York Attorney General Letitia James making an escalation in President Donald Trump's fight with New York's top prosecutor. I'll be making fun of Tito with his anchor voice. I guess I got an anchor voice too. Yo, if y'all never heard Tito's anchor voice, that shit is hilarious. The investigation being run out of Albany and focused on possible deprivation of rights allegations, two well-placed sources familiar with the probe told Fox News Digital. The investigation, which came at the direction of Attorney General Pam Bondi, is in an early stage, but Fox News Digital has learned that James' office received subpoenas for documents this week, including for information related to her civil fraud lawsuit against Trump. James, a Democrat who was elected Attorney General in 2018, has long been a target of Trump. James successfully brought civil charges against him for business fraud in 2022 and has had an instrumental role in challenging his current administration's executive actions in court. A spokesperson for James suggested the latest action by the DOJ was a weaponization of his prosecutorial of its prosecutorial power. Any weaponization of the justice system should disturb every American, says the pot calling the kettle black. The spokesperson said, "We stand strongly behind our successful litigation against the Trump Organization and the National Rifle Association, and will continue to stand up for New Yorkers' rights." I didn't know that she brought litigation against the NRA as well. She picked the two people, she picked the two entities you probably should never fuck with, the NRA and the ex-president who is also privately a billionaire. Way to go. Yo, that's what, and this is a classic example of Keisha calling the cops on you. You know, she got the machine behind her, and she thinks she can't be touched. She gonna find out the hard way, man. James began investigating the Trump Organization as soon as she took office, eventually securing a $454 million judgment against the then former president and some of Trump's company's executives, including two of his sons. Did this woman really think that she was going to fabricate a $500 million lawsuit against this man, and they was just going to take that sitting down? No matter how this plays out, in the end, they're going to ruin this woman. A New York judge found Trump and his business partners grossly overstated Trump's wealth to obtain favorable loans and other financial benefits. Trump is appealing the decision. James said at the time that financial fraud was not a victimless crime. If average New Yorkers went into a bank and submitted false documents, which she did as well, the government would throw the book at them, and the same should be true for former presidents, James said. This is not going to end up well for that woman. All right, let's get back to the news. What do I got? Let's do let's do this one. So I didn't even know that there was a ongoing conflict in Armenia. So Trump just forged some sort of peace agreement in Armenia. And so we had the president of the Congo prior to this. We had Netanyahu, and now Armenia-Azerbaijan leaders push for Nobel Prize after the Trump peace deal. And the number of peace agreements that this guy is forging, he really is trying to foster as much peace as he can in the world. And the Ukraine-Russia situation, I'm of the firm belief that when Zelensky blew up the deal in the Oval Office, I think that took some of the leverage out of Trump's corner, and it motivated Putin to kind of act up, for him to try and play the long game and wait for basically Zelensky to continue to mess things up so that Putin could negotiate better terms for himself. That hasn't worked out in Putin's favor because Trump's getting irritated. But let's play this because this is breaking as of today.
Award President Trump with the Nobel Peace Prize because.
Do we have draft to sign now? I think President Trump deserved to have a Nobel Peace Prize, and we will defend that, and we will promote for that, and that's obvious. So, and today's event, I think, is a very bright expression of that, and hopefully you will invite us to
front row. You'll be front row.
Yeah. We are in favor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I have a suggestion?
Yes.
So maybe we agree with Prime Minister Pashinyan to send a joint appeal to Nobel Committee to award President Trump with the Nobel Peace Prize because. From the leaders of the countries which were at war for more than 3 decades, having this historic signature here, it really.
Bro, I didn't even know this. They've been at war for 3 decades. And I knew there was conflict in the Congo, and I didn't know that he was back channel negotiating a peace agreement with them. And how about that? Like, how come this didn't happen under the Biden administration for the Congo in particular, since they care so much about Africans?
It means a lot. This is tangible result of President Trump's leadership, and no one could have achieved that. There have been many presidents here since beginning of 90s, and the
I just said that exactly.
So-called Minsk process, which, by the way,
and mind you guys, this is within the 200 days. This is within the 200 days. Ceasefire in Israel, takes out Iran's nuclear capabilities, tries to get the peace deal with Ukraine and Russia, negotiates peace in the Congo, now just negotiated peace with Armenia. This shit's incredible, bro.
Today, we put an end to with my Armenian colleague, started in 1992. So negotiation under the auspices of OSCE continued for more than 3 decades without any result. So who, if not President Trump, deserves the Nobel Peace Prize? I don't want to go into the history of some very strange decisions of the Nobel Peace Committee to award the prize for someone who didn't do anything at all.
He's talking about Obama, because Obama didn't do anything and he got the Nobel Peace Prize. That shit was rigged. Obama didn't do anything for that joint.
But President Trump in 6 months did miracle. So I think that my Armenian colleague will support it, and judging by the reaction of the audience, I think as soon as we come back, we will agree to issue a joint letter. And hopefully, and I also join when President is awarded, we hope that he will invite us to the ceremony.
You certainly will be. Thank you very much.
Do we have draft to sign now?
Well, we'll see what happens.
We already like to sign.
Thank you very much. It's very nice.
Yo, Trump is like, those bastards aren't going to give it to me. He knows what's up. He knows what's up. He was like, it's all rigged against me. Yeah, Kwame, there are a lot of MMA fighters that come out of Azerbaijan. I'm going to do this next piece. This is my guy, Osman Gold. And this isn't world news, not by any stretch of the imagination. But I posted this on the community tab earlier this week about this little Tay chick who just turned 18. and she started because she was I think she's a YouTuber, and she started an OnlyFans. She just turned 18, and she made $1 million in 3 hours. And so we're gonna play a piece of this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna play a piece of this because it's a Friday, so we usually do serious news over here. But since I did post this, and I saw Osmond covered it, and the main reason I want to cover this is because there's a breakdown of the numbers, and I want you guys to see this. And then I want you to listen to Osmond too, because that's the sentiment. Yo, these simps are a problem, bro, when you actually see these numbers. So this is yeah, she made $1,000 in 3 hours, but we're gonna listen to some of this. Just turned it, but and I'm gonna pause, and we're gonna go through when they break down actually how she made the $1 million, because she posted a screenshot of her numbers, and it breaks down how the money's broken up. She made $500,000 in direct messages, because it's like $20 to message them directly on OnlyFans. So in 3 hours, she made $500,000. That's just from simps messaging her. That's crazy, bro.
And everybody is very unhappy about this. They're angry. They're upset. This is something that's been going on now for years on OnlyFans. Girls do this all the time. But I think now, like Little Tay, well, let me just go ahead. I'll take a step back and just explain what's happening, bro. But this is fucking disgusting. Let me go ahead and explain what's happening. So, and let me pull it up. Little Tay, there it is. Little Tay, bro.
Yo, I think you 100 on that one. I think you 100 on that one, Red Sigma. Exactly.
Bro! Oh, my... Oh, God, bro. Wait. Man, what the fuck? All right. So already? Yes. Jesus, man. And so anyway, Little Tay, I don't even remember how this girl got famous. Is it from like, what is this? Like fucking... I'm trying to think, what's it called? Not Mr. Phil, Dr. Phil. Was it from Dr. Phil? I don't remember at all. From TikToks, I have no idea. And so anyway, a rap song, I see. So anyway, Little Tay, let me see if I can find it. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what this is going to be. I'm just going to block this person. I don't even know what the message there. Oh my God. I can't even look at any of these because of these weird fucking comments. Holy shit. Well, anyway, I guess let's go ahead and just talk about this right now and not even, we don't need to get into a bunch of other stuff. So basically, don't scroll. Yeah, it's like, I don't even want to scroll through this. So Little Tay announced that she made $1 million on her OnlyFans within 3 hours. And you can see this right here. And this is her tweet here. I guess I can look it up and find it myself. Little Tay be poppin'. Jesus Christ. Okay. Where is it? I want to make sure I got it here. It's a fan account. Okay. All right. So is this it? Yeah, this is it. Youngest girl on OnlyFans, freshly 18. So anyway, this is her tweet. She posted this yesterday. And this is actually, this is originally what she said. She said, freshly 18, please don't tell my mom. My 18th birthday exclusive shot at 12:01 a.m. Only available for 24 hours. Come and see me in my birthday suits. Replying to all DMs. So that's right, guys. Oh boy, don't tell my mom. Yeah, I'd rather tell. Oh, I can't. I mean, honestly, this isn't illegal. It's just weird, right? I was gonna say I'd rather tell the FBI, but the fact is that it's not really. It's not illegal. Nobody's breaking the law here. It's just I don't think Jesus is looking at this and saying this is exactly what this is how I drew it up, right? And so anyway, FBI should investigate when the photos were uploaded. They probably weren't. Nah, there's no reason to do that. Anyway, so I mean, maybe, right? But I don't really think so. So she made $1 million. I'm not even kidding. Look, she's posted it right here.
All right, yeah. Let's look at this breakdown. He's got his head in the other way. So $26,736.19 in tips. That's crazy. $511,003.79 in subscriptions, and $486,558.11 in messages. So you have to pay the message. All of this in 3 hours. This simp epidemic is out of control. Red Sigma says they locked up Andrew Tate for less. Facts.
$1 million in money and subscriptions and everything to OnlyFans, and her messages. This is the crazy thing. Simps be crazy. You want to talk about being overpowered? Like these simps will just message these girls. Like, and I don't even understand this. It's $20. Yeah, I guess so. And so anyway, these guys are sending this girl messages. And what I think is kind of funny is that the images aren't really being posted. So, I mean, like, oh God, can I even say this? Oh, Jesus Christ, this is so disgusting. Should I say it? I'm going to say it. It's like they're pre-ordering. It is. This is insane. What the fuck? What the fuck? Who the fuck $500,000 in pre-orders? Bro, this girl better fucking go help Call of Duty. I mean, it's gross, but not wrong. Hey, that's my favorite thing to do, right? And so anyway, holy fucking shit. This has been a thing since forever. It has. I get it. I know. I understand. Where's Collective Shout? Yes. Also, by the way, where is Collective Shout now? Because again, and this isn't the first time it's happened. This is the second time it's happened to a very noteworthy person. Because remember that Cash Me Outside girl from fucking Dr. Phil and like Bad Baby or Bad Barbie or some fucking shit? Well, she did the exact same thing, and she made millions of dollars. And what is this? We're effing? Are we effing? No F? Okay, well, we're not going to worry about it anyway. So, and by the way, you know what I think is really funny about this? I can't show it, guys, because if I do, I would get banned. But Kick never has this problem. I never have this problem on Kick. I look at the chat on Kick, nobody says F. No F Kick side. This shit is crazy. Yes, we are the F situation. Yes, it does not happen. And so there it is. Not on Kick, I know. And so I don't know what the hell this happened. And change to Kick. Well, I'm on Kick too. I'm on Twitch, Kick. You know, I might be on other platforms in the future too. We'll see what happens. Tabloids used to be gross.
Yo. Chaos Rain, yeah. He says, so let me get this straight. She waits till the clock strikes 12 when she hits 18 to bust it wide open on OnlyFans. Yeah, that is exactly it. I don't think you guys are I know, like, I cover Osmond stuff. Like, you guys, he said he's on Twitch Kick all the time. I don't think you guys realize how massively large Osmond's audience is. Like, I think he's across all platforms, like maybe 12, 15 million subscribers. Irvin Reed, member for 10 months. Oh, speaking of which, guys, if you're a member, because I've only gotten, I think, 4 emails. I posted it in the members section. I'll repost it tomorrow and a couple more times this week. Me and Saul, we're going to start sending cash apps to all of our members monthly. So you guys email, I posted my email and for you to put members in the subject line. Email me your cash app. I'm putting this together a spreadsheet, and we're just going to go down a spreadsheet till we cash app everybody and then repeat the process. So if you're a member, email me with your cash app so we can put you on the spreadsheet when we do our monthly cash apps to members. Irvin Reed, member for 10 months, he said, F all you hoes, PDF files, pre-order and smut facts, huh? Da. Tupac, facts. Yeah, man, it's a. I did this because I posted this. I posted a meme of this on the community tab, man. It's a crazy world we living in, bro.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go. Kwame hit it right on. Kwame hit it right on the head.
Off by a star.
Even gonna hold you. I love the Price is Right drops. Kwame says, "Where is the feminist outrage? The hypocrisy is thickening, isn't it?" Yeah, Osman is a streaming Giga Chat, and to that point, because then the question is, okay, so you do the news, and then you'll cover reactions of Osman responding to certain news and political events, and I do that because Osman's a sort of a temperature check, because he's his is the Twitch audience, right? And what do we know? Twitch is Generation Z. Do you know what I'm saying? Twitch is Generation Z phenomenon. So, if Osman's got 10,000 people in the chat, we can assume at least 8,000 of those are Gen Zers. So if he's coming to political conclusions with regard to Trump and politics, policy, et cetera, because he's tied it into his gaming content, and his talking points are aligned with ours. That is a way of taking a temperature check of the direction that things are going. That's why I do that. That's Quiet Storm with $5 super chat, fire emoji. You already know what it is, man. Where's yours?
A massive blizzard has buried Kamlambus in 2 feet of dongload. Locals blame the lack of preparation on Mayor Linda P. Slurp.
The city of Columbus is reeling today after an unprecedented event. What officials are calling a blizzard has left downtown streets.
Riker, my good fortune is your good fortune.
I don't need your fantasy women.
Oh, you're so stolid. You weren't like that before the beard. Very well.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
And one more for Reed.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
And for being a member for 10 months, here's Denzel.
Denzel, before you leave, can you hit us off with that King Kong line?
King Kong,
I'm putting cases on all you. Can you curse on? You can't curse on it, can you?
No, you can't.
I'm putting cases. You'll be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get shoot program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. You think you can do this to me, Shaq? You think you can do this to me?
All right, bet. Let's play a little bit more. We're at the 1 hour mark. We'll do a by the numbers segment and get the hell up out of here.
Was counting down whenever the Olsen twins became 18. It's become a problem for a long time. But I think culturally, it is a weird thing to have a girl the day that she turns 18 selling a bunch of stuff on OnlyFans. And also, by the way, if there was a way, like if there was a universe where 17 was the age of consent, they'd be doing the exact same thing at 17 too. It's not like all these people just decided to be attracted to her the day she turned 18. And this is a big thing that I think a lot of people don't really talk about a lot because it's kind of it's gross, right? It's a gross thing to talk about, but at the same time, it is real. It's absolutely real. It happens. And so anyway, they also died at 45. Yeah, clearly. And so yeah, my point is that, and also like, I mean, you've got to keep in mind that this isn't like, you know, a 19-year-old guy, you know, waiting for his 17-year-old girlfriend to turn 18, right? We're not talking about this. We're talking about like a 58-year-old man who's spawn camping this girl ever since he saw her when she was like 13 on the internet. Okay. So it's a little bit weird. And anyway, so she made $1 million. $1 million in 3 hours on OnlyFans. And keep in mind, that is so far. How much do you want to bet that there's probably more money that she's made even past that? Yeah, there we go. Imagine a fallen. Oh, she's made it's really gross, dude. I'm telling you, that's how it is. And yeah, 3 hours. Taboo and illegal things are sketchy as shit. Yeah, exactly. Easy life. Absolutely. How much would the IRS take? Well, I mean, for the IRS would take for this tax rate, it'd be 41%. And then you would add in the 7, will be 15% also on top of that, assuming that you're paying. Well, it depends on if you're doing it through an LLC or not. If so, it would be additional 7.5%. Depending on what city she's in or what state she's in. You'd also have no tax on tips. I think they should tax this one, okay? About half, right? Like they take about half.
He said no tax on tips. I think they should tax this one. Question, you going live after your show? Because I'm going live now in a few minutes. No, this is after I do the by the numbers section. That's a wrap for me until tomorrow night. No News said the ideas behind collective shout, yeah, it's how we got diverting hate. That's a whole fact, though. That is a whole fact, though. And the initiative is still ongoing. You see the hit piece we covered yesterday with Obsidian, and her being able to do that professor being able to do that research, that's funded research. So there's money being funded to do hit pieces on the manosphere at large.
Like, I mean, we could go back and forth about this, but it's like 40 to 50%, depending on how well, 37%. Yeah, but there's additional taxes for people who are self-employed. And that's just it. What the fuck, 41%? That's a little bit of a scam. You're right. It should be higher. I believe in higher tax rates, even for myself. I think tax rates for wealthy people should be around 60, 70%, at least for gains that are made above $5 million, right? I mean, I think that like $5 or $10 million, if you're making like fucking, like $50 million, like you got to chip in a bit more, man. Like you do, because I mean, the only reason why you're not dead is because the government protects you. Like you got to chip in. Like if you can make $50 million off the country, you got to, come on, bro. Like let's be real, right? Like, I mean, just give a little bit. And so that's the way I see it. Anything over 50 is crazy. Yeah, no, I get it. That's the way I see it. That's where I'm at. I'll take. Well, I mean, really, y'all say I'll take, but I'm probably the only person who actually this would have any consequence to, right? Like you can say that all you want, but like I'm probably the only person that's going to make anywhere close to that. Like there's very few people that make that money, and so it'd be my money that's getting. Like I pay 7 figures in taxes on a regular.
Yeah, I was just trying to be like, yeah, I'm talking that shit, but like I'm legit rich, bro. I'm legit rich. I'm legit rich. Oh man, no news. Using the protection of women and children to push agendas. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. Yo, Lord of Brooklyn, what up, Playboy? What up with you, man? I see you. He said he got Mountain Dew teeth. You stupid. That he can easily pay and clean, but he'd be like, "This is me." Yeah. Yo, Osmond is rich. I mean, bro, if you go to his channel and see his numbers, it's crazy. Just on AdSense alone, but he's been streaming for like 12 years. You feel me? All right, let's do it by the number section and call it a wrap. Where am I at? Where's my jobs numbers? Here we go. This is my guy Roman over at Epoch. He does some of the best. I really think he does some of the best analysis out here. These are corrected job numbers. I don't want that. I want job numbers. Here we go. By the numbers. Okay. This is our. We'll do bang. All right, this is my guy Roman. All right, and this is going to be a by the numbers breakdown with regard to the Texas redistricting. Since it's at top of mind, since the Democrats have fled Texas and are hiding out in New York and Illinois, of all places. And here's the thing: we actually covered Roman. I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, in a by the numbers section segment, where he actually, before this even blew up, where he actually predicted this, and we went. He did a county by county breakdown and was showing how the redistricting and how Trump was going to be able to flip 5 seats in Texas. So we actually covered Roman, kind of predicting this happening. He didn't predict the Democrats fleeing and what have you, but he did predict the redistricting. We talk about Osmond's a super penny pincher. He is a penny pincher. He is a penny pincher. So this is going to be our by the numbers segment this evening, and we're going to call it a wrap because it is the Sabbath, and I got to get off of here. Let's do. Here we go. By the numbers. So this is my guy Roman over at the Epoch Times, and he's going to. This is in light of this. It's titled "Arrest Warrants Issued for Dems Who Fled Texas, 5 New Seats in Congress," and he's going to break down some of the district redrawing a little bit more in depth than you would see on the regular mainstream news, Fox included.
2025, let me show you the makeup of the House of Representatives at the national level. You have 219 seats currently held by Republicans. You have 212 seats currently held by Democrats. And then there are 4 vacancies. You have 3 Democrat lawmakers who died earlier this year in separate, unrelated events. And you also had a Republican lawmaker who resigned. This left 219 Republicans and then 212 Democrats. And so obviously the Republicans are in power, but with a very slim margin, just 7 votes. In a situation like this, getting things done, especially getting legislation passed, is dependent on the entire party being in lockstep. They have to be in agreement with each other, and any small dissent can lock up the entire process and make getting anything passed impossible. Now, the midterms are coming up. They're going to be held in November of 2026, a little over a year from now. And historically, the party of the president usually takes a shellacking during the midterms. In fact, if we look back over the last 100 years, out of 25 midterm elections, in only 3 of them did the party of the president gain seats. In the other 22 midterm elections, the party of the president lost seats in the House. As just one stark example, during Trump's first term in office, the Republicans lost 41 House seats in the 2018 midterms. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen again next year. The political landscape is obviously very different now than it was back then. But I'm just saying from a historical perspective, the party of the president is likely going to lose seats. And again, given the fact that the Republicans currently hold such a slim majority, just 7 seats, well, they wouldn't have to lose much in order to lose power altogether. So with that as the general backdrop, we now get to the redistricting story that's taking place over in Texas. You see, every 10 years, the boundaries of a state's voting districts are redrawn based on the results of the most recent census. And here's a quick primer on how this all works in case you don't know. The U.S. is divided into 435 different congressional districts, 1 district for each member of the House of Representatives. And generally, they're supposed to be equal. each district is supposed to have roughly the same number of people in it as every other district in the country to make sure that everyone's vote roughly is equal. And so what happens is that every 10 years, once the new census numbers drop, every state, well, almost every state, there are some states that only have one congressional district. I believe there's like 7 of those states. But aside from them, every other state, they must go back and redraw the lines of the districts on the map in order to reflect the changes in the population. So again, make sure that each district still represents roughly the same number of people on average as every other district in the country. That's simple enough. However, the question then becomes, obviously, who gets to redraw the districts? And the answer is whatever party happens to be in power in the state legislature. And very often, the party that's in power redraws that state's electoral map in order to favor their party. That's a process called gerrymandering, redrawing congressional districts in order to benefit one party over another. That is why when you look at a map of congressional districts, well, some of them look ridiculous. For instance,
Yo, shout out to Quiet Storm and Kwame Kaiju, man. This by the numbers segment was voted on them in the chat. I don't know, X amount of weeks ago, and now I don't know, we're X amount of weeks into doing these by the numbers segments when we get good data sets to review. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't just do them randomly. When we get a good fresh data set, a good information. But yeah, this is I'm glad we do these segments. We dig into what's going on in the news, and I think that this level of let me put it this way. Aside from commentary, you know, you very rarely see this level of detail and depth of explaining things so that brothers have a solid understanding of what's going on in their regional politics, even outside of federally, so that they're better equipped to make better decisions. I mean, I look at this by the numbers segment now and as like a public service announcements, like, you know, like we're doing good public service work in terms of civics and what have you. I think it's going to pay dividends in the long run. That's my prediction.
Since the 4th district of Illinois, it looks like a pair of headphones, and it was actually drawn that way in order to connect 2 separate pockets of Hispanic communities in order to give them more representation in Congress. Then you also have the 3rd district of Maryland, which was drawn up in order to split the power of the local Republican voters, ensuring that the Republicans don't get enough votes and the district stays in Democrat control. And then likewise, on the other side of the ledger, you have the 7th district of Pennsylvania that looks like this. And it was done in order to link up several pockets of conservative voters in order to ensure that a Republican would keep that seat. And so this is just the way the game is set up, and both parties know how to play this particular game. And actually, it's this practice of gerrymandering that's partly led to a lack of representation of certain groups in Congress. And so, for instance, you have the state of California, where roughly 40% of the people statewide vote Republican, but only 17% of the seats are held by Republicans. You have Massachusetts, which is a bit more extreme, where Republicans represent 35% of the state vote, but get 0% of the seats. Connecticut is similar. Republicans represent 38% of the vote there, but they also get 0% of the seats. Maryland has 38% of their population voting Republican, but they only hold 12% of the seats, and so on. You can see the graphic up on your screen. It's a widespread phenomenon across the whole country. And of course,
all right, and you see what he just did there with those states where Republicans hold no seats. Now add on top of that the sanctuary cities, those states, and you see why Trump is saying, like, yo, we should have more seats. And that's why they're doing this current redistricting, and that's why he's adjusting the new census taking going on, the parameters around census taking that's going to happen in 2030. Because there's no way that they should, like I said, if you just add up the states he just said where they do have their percentage of the electorate and they have no seats, and then add the states where they're sanctuary cities, yeah.
I will mention, just for the sake of being fair, that gerrymandering is not the only reason for that particular disparity. For instance, it could very well be that Republicans are very spread out in the state and don't have geographic pockets that they could leverage to actually gain a seat. That's a possibility. However, some districts are really designed to just split the vote. Here's, for instance, how the New York Times described the situation taking place over in Maryland. Quote, despite Democrats winning only 65% of the congressional vote statewide, Maryland's convoluted district map helped them win 7 of the state's 8 seats in the House of Representatives in 2020. Maryland's Democrats have maintained control by drawing congressional districts so that they split up the state's Republican voters. And so obviously gerrymandering is not a secret. It's just the way it works. There's also one other aspect to the system, which is the fact that the census, it actually includes illegal aliens as a part of the count. And so states that have huge populations of illegal aliens, they actually get more congressional seats.
Bingo. Just said that. I just said, and add the states where they have sanctuary cities. Yo, bingo.
Even though those aliens can't vote. But just the fact that their human bodies are physically present there means that that state gets more representation in Congress. And so that neatly brings us along to Texas. Because of a huge influx in illegal migration, alongside legal migration during COVID, where you had people across the country just flock to Texas because they were not locking everything down, because of those two major factors, the state's share of the national population grew significantly. And so after the 2020 census was tabulated and it was concluded, it was determined that Texas would actually gain 2 additional congressional seats, which was huge. 2 more lawmakers representing Texas in the National Congress. And so you had the Texas state legislature, currently in the hands of the Republicans, go to work on drawing up a new congressional map, which, as you likely guessed, gave more power to the Republicans. Last Wednesday, the Texas GOP, they unveiled this map. You can see it up on your screen. And while it's hard to tell just from looking at it up on the screen, this new map does actually give Republicans a huge advantage when it came to the midterms. Quote, Texas Republicans unveiled a new congressional map on Wednesday that will provide their party with 5 new red-leaning districts. The redraw would significantly benefit Republicans by making districts held by Democratic Representatives Henry Cuellar and Vicente Gonzalez, who both represent heavily Latino areas of the Rio Grande Valley, redder, and make some Democrat-controlled districts even bluer in an attempt to create GOP-leaning districts elsewhere. And so basically the new map, it would consolidate Democrats into tighter pockets, while at the same time, it would create 5 new districts whose population living in those new districts voted for Trump in the double digits last election. And so obviously that's significant. At a time when Republicans are holding on to Congress by 7 votes, and you have the midterms coming up, well, getting 5 new surefire seats doesn't hurt. Who knows? Those 5 new seats might actually prove to be the difference between the Republicans losing control of the House and retaining control of the House. However, there was a hiccup in this plan. In order for the state congressional map to actually go into effect, the Texas state legislature needed to vote on it. However, when the map was actually making its way to the Texas House and was likely...
Yeah, Roman is so good at explaining this stuff. Between Roman and our guy Mark over at Rasmussen, these by the numbers segments are usually pretty great.
To pass, you had the Democrats try to rehash an old tactic. They literally just walked out of the legislative session, which made it impossible to establish a quorum in order to conduct business. That's because unlike many other states, which require a simple majority of the lawmakers to be present in order to have a quorum and do their business, well, it's a little bit different in Texas. According to Texas's House rules, they require...
Yo, spot on, Kwame. Kwame, spot on. Kwame says the Democrats use gerrymandering as a modern-day 3/5 clause. And to that point, we should be happy with what Trump is doing with breaking up these districts in Texas. Because one, Jasmine Crockett may lose her damn seat, plus the other guy who looks like a caveman. But these policies that the Democrats are putting in place, especially using migrants as leverage to maintain power, in turn puts the black populaces and their vote and their interests and their their ability to access resources at the bottom. Now, mind you, black men primarily, even though we're the ones who fought and bled for these resources, were cut off from access to them. They were bypassed and given to quiches, right? But the fact that we're helping destroy the quiche industrial complex, and we're having a hand in this immigrant displacement, none of this directly is going to have a direct effect on black men at large with regard to their financial situation. It's just going to be evening of the playing field with certain things. But I will say, with the new jobs coming in, car factories and semiconductors, trucking, supply chain, contracting, all these things benefit black men. Huge amount of us have CDLs and are in the trades. Technology as well. Like I said, I mean, I can't speak for black men at large, but we know right here in this space what Theo's doing with black men in STEM, and I think that is going to extend out. I mean, I would say this, like, if say you don't have kids, you don't have a son, but if you got nephews and stuff like that, and you know they get ready to go to college, or they don't know if they're going to go to college, or you know what I'm saying, if they got a man, like, I would recommend for any young black youth. I was just saying this to one of my day ones the other day about his brother. I was just saying, like, he don't know what he want to do. He might go into plumbing or something. Like, I would just recommend any young black man that's 18 years old, and if he not sure he want to go to college. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even recommend college unless you're going for STEM. But I think the best option for any young black man, because testing for a cert's like $150 to $250. I would pay the money getting one of these cloud boot camps, break your neck for 6 months, pay your $150, $200 to take that cert, and you're already in six-figure territory in less than a year. It's 4 years of college in debt. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, I mean, black men in tech and in cloud and stuff like that, that's the new gold rush, bro. You better believe it.
A supermajority, meaning that in Texas, at least 2/3 of the chamber's members must be present in order to conduct business. And when the Democrats fled the state, they broke the quorum, meaning that nothing could get done. Quote, "The Democrats plan to stay away from Texas for 2 weeks to run the clock on a special legislative session called by Governor Greg Abbott in order to draw the new map. By state law, the Texas House can only conduct business when 2/3 of its 150 members are present, meaning at least 51 of the state's 62 Democrats will stay away. So far, 57 Democrats have fled the state, with members fleeing to Chicago, Boston, and New York. All plan to remain out of the state until August 19th, when the special session concludes." Now, that is, if nothing else, a way to get your will pushed forward by creatively using the rules as they're written. However, Governor Greg Abbott is not powerless in this particular situation. He has his own cards to play. Quote, "Governor Greg Abbott said if the Democrats don't return by 3 p.m. on Monday, he will invoke a Texas Attorney General opinion and remove the missing Democrats from membership in the Texas House, and then pick their successors under power granted in the state constitution. Upping the ante, Abbott said many of the fleeing Democrats may have committed felonies as they're soliciting donations to cover fines they face under Texas House rules, arguing that they risk bribery charges for accepting money to assist in the violation of legislative duties. To bring them to justice, he said, I will use my full extradition authority to demand the return to Texas of any potential out-of-state felons." And indeed, 3 p.m. on Monday came and went, and Governor Greg Abbott, he ordered the arrest of the Democrat lawmakers who fled the state, saying in a statement that, quote, "Texas House Democrats abandoned their duty to Texans. I ordered the Texas Department of Public Safety to locate, arrest, and return to the House chamber any member who has abandoned their duty to Texans." And just for your reference, he surprisingly does have that authority. In fact, when this exact same situation happened 4 years ago, at that time, Democrats were fleeing the state to derail a vote on an election integrity bill. At that time, the Texas Supreme Court, they actually ruled that it was legal to arrest these lawmakers. And the reason is, as we mentioned earlier, according to the rules of the Texas House, at least 2/3 of the chamber must be present in order to conduct official business. However, that very same rule, it then goes on to say that if there are absent lawmakers, quote, for whom no sufficient excuse is made, the House members who are still present can vote to have those absent lawmakers be sent and arrested wherever they may be found. And that is exactly what happened this time. The remaining lawmakers in the state legislature, which were overwhelmingly Republican, they voted to arrest the Democrats who fled the state. And so that's where we're currently at right now. The quorum still has not been reached. The 57 Democrats who fled Texas are now subject to arrest, while at the same time, you have Governor Greg Abbott threatening to not only arrest them, but also strip the Democrat lawmakers of their membership in the state legislature and then use the power of the state constitution to appoint their successors, which, taken all together, could very well mean that we are officially in election season. Welcome, everyone, to the 2026 midterms. If you'd like to go through anything that we discussed in today's episode, including the current...
Yes, sir. All right, and that is by the numbers for this evening. That's a really good segment. Yeah, I like roaming over at Epoch. Gentlemen, that is my time for this evening. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for helping make this show a success. And thanks to everyone who supported the stream. Greatly appreciate you. I will reiterate this. If you are a member, in the members section, I have my email posted. Kwame said, yeah, by the numbers is fire, right? Yeah, but like I said, that's courtesy of you and Quiet Storm. I didn't think it was sexy enough, so I actually run that segment for you two guys and myself. Tomorrow we'll be on, and Sunday is the live panel as always. As I said, I've posted in my email is in the members section. If you are a member, please email me your Cash App. So now I'm going to start Cash Apping our members on a monthly basis, just to thank you guys for supporting the channel, man. It's been a long road. We couldn't have done it without you. Man, we really appreciate you guys. Thanks for helping us with the ideas for programming and supporting the programming, as it were. Once again, that's my time for the night, and I want to say good night and good luck.
Denzel, before you leave, can you hit us off with that King Kong line?
King Kong, I'm putting cases on all you. Can you curse on? You can't curse on it, can you?
No, you can't.
I'm putting cases. You'll be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get shoot program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. You think you can do this to me, Shaq? You think you can do this to me?
Denzel, before you...
Sorry.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.